So there are different, so eyeliner is the one thing that I do on someone and they'll be like, I struggle so much with my eyeliner, I don't know how to do it. And the thing is that most of the people that you'll find on YouTube, Instagram, wherever, they have an eye shape. They have a crease that is actually very similar to Mel's crease. That it ends, so if you see on this picture, the crease actually ends here. Okay? And all of this portion right there, there is no crease in there. Okay? So for those types of eyes, it is very easy to do a winged eyeliner. I've seen Mel do it, like I'm always very impressed. Like she just takes the eyeliner, she just like does one line and just swipes it in and she's done. Because since the crease ends at this point, everything that comes after that is flat. So you can draw a wing on a flat surface very, very easily, and it will look the same whether your eye is open or closed, because this, from this point onwards, the skin is flat. Hooded eyes represent, exactly. So I don't really like the term hooded eyes, deep set eyes, because it confuses everyone. Like no one even knows what any of these means. Like some people use different definitions for all of it. I just prefer to look at it like, where does your crease end? Does your eyelid just fold back onto your mobile lid or not? So I'm a good example of someone who will struggle to do eyeliner because my crease ends at the end of my eye. So if I were to draw a line from like the tip of my nose to the edge of my eye and just keep moving upward, my crease almost touches that line. Okay, that means that there's no space in that area where the skin is flat. There's no space for me to really easily draw that wing. Let me see if I actually have a picture. I wonder if on my book, where did I actually put the book?
Oh, I put the book here.
Oh, okay, I was like, where did I throw it away? If I were to take, so let me find a picture where you actually see it nicely. I found one. Okay, you see it sort of here. Okay, so in this picture, which direction? Okay, it's up. So in this picture, if you see here on the edge, okay, my crease keeps on going down, just all the way down. All the way down to the edge of my eye, okay? If the ring light is just like shining. Okay, for Mel's eyes, this whole portion of the crease doesn't exist. Her crease ends right at the end of my finger. So all of this area would be flat. I didn't know there was such science to eyeliner. There is, and it's like really frustrating once you understand it. You're like, oh, that's why I was struggling so much. Pokemon does her eyes like the top one, and for the longest time I thought she was Asian. Well, you know, the thing is, like, if you have an almond-shaped eye, you can do your eyeliner shape like that very easily, as long as your crease doesn't end up going to the end of your eye. You don't have to be Asian for that to happen. It just so happens that Asians tend to have their lid end really, really early. So if we were to look at Mel, her crease, okay, you actually have a double crease on this eye, but her crease ends here. My crease would end.
Let me zoom in.
Yeah. Oh. So if you look at her eye, her crease. Let me take a brush. It's gonna be so much easier with a brush. I was about to set it
It
against.
looks like a badly cut out my hair in Photoshop.
Her crease actually ends here.
This
Mine
is why it's so easy
would end
for me.
here. So all of this portion right here where she would actually usually draw the wing, if you close your eyes. So this portion right here, where she would draw the wing, is flat. So the illusion isn't broken when she opens her eyes. Whereas on my eyes, when I tried to draw the wing in that same area, there's a crease. So if you were to move your head just a little bit so we can actually see the drawing behind.
Oh, sorry. I'm like, yeah, which part of my face do you want to see now?
Satire, no problem. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Oh my god, that book. Yeah, that was the book that I did for my makeup school. It's just like, I went overboard. Okay. So for me, so if you were to look at here, my crease goes down all the way here. When I draw that wing actually cuts right into the crease. Like, I have to draw the wing over my eye crease. So, there's a big difference between the way it will look like when my eyes open and when my eyes close. When my eyes open, if I want it to look like this, it will look like this when my eyes closed. That is how I need to draw it on for it to look like this with my eyes open. So, yeah, thanks.
It's just like,
yeah, you can just see my hand. Just like, this step that you see here, okay, that is basically the intersection between the wing and my crease. My girlfriend is going to be so confused about how I know so much about eyeliner and upset
you
with you.
didn't put the step in just here where it cuts into the crease.
Oh
if
my
you
God.
did that.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I actually have an eyeliner in this book. I looked through it really quickly, but I don't remember if I did. I don't think so.
This is also why everybody is saying to me like, oh wow, you get it's so easy and quick for you to do your eyeliner. I'm like,
yeah, because
thanks.
it is.
Like, oh, it's easy. Why is it such a problem? I'm like, I've just been doing it for ages. And then last week, Elise explained it to me, and I was like,
That's why.
oh.
That's why. So I don't actually have a proper eyeliner. I have one here, but yeah, we're not gonna show one. The way I work around this, so either I choose to do that little step. The best way to draw your eyeliner when your eye crease is like that, okay, is you draw your line from the inner corner to the outer corner. Perfect. And as you draw that line that goes from this point here upwards, whatever angle you want, usually people tell you to be like, oh yeah, you need to go from the corner of your nose to the outside of your eye, and that's the direction that your eyeliner needs to take. You don't need to take that, like, you don't need to choose that direction for your eyeliner. I tend to actually flatten it out slightly because my eyes are very wide, and when I decide to bring the eyeliner down, it elongates the eyes and makes them a little bit thinner. That's just a little tip. The higher up you go, the wider they'll seem. The lower, the more elongated they will seem. And then as soon as I've drawn that line and I want to go back, I will keep my eyes open. I will bring a mirror in front of me and I will keep my eyes open and I will very lightly just draw that wing just looking straight into my mirror. And then, so I'll basically do these two marks that you see here. I'll do that little mark here, and then the other one. And then as soon as I close my eyes, I will have this line here, and the bottom line here, and all I have to do is connect them with that little step. Won't raising your eyebrows fix the crease issue as you apply the eyeliner? Yes, okay, so this is just for like wearing every single day because you're not gonna raise your eyebrows throughout the day. So yes, technically if I raise my eyebrows, yeah, the crease, like, or if I were to use like tape, like I've seen a lot of people do that, tape, they do that because it makes the crease end earlier and therefore you can do like massive eyeliners without having any problem like this.
That's very common in drag as well, isn't
It is, yeah, it is, because you've noticed like their eye makeup shape is like very like big and sort of eyeliner shaped, but it just goes up. I really like that for that. But for every day, you're gonna have a resting face, so you either choose to have your eyeliner look like this with your eye open, and then it will look like that with your eye closed, or, and this only works for some people, if your crease doesn't go too far down, what I tend to do is I start my eyeliner from the bottom of the eye. So I won't start it from here. I will start it lower and just bring it connected to the bottom of the eye and just try to make a little flick in that tiny space there is between the end of my crease and the end of my eye. If your crease goes all the way down, then unfortunately you can't do that. But if you have like even a tiny space, that's a good tip if you don't want to like go through this type of illusion effect. That's why, so if you were doing makeup on a model for a photography shoot, and she had eyes like that, you would need to know, is the picture going to be taken with her eyes open or her eyes closed? Because if the picture is taken with her eyes closed, then just draw like a normal winged eyeliner. Who cares what it's going to look like with her eyes open? And if it's going to be taken with both of her eyes, then you need to speak to the photographer. And be like,
you need to have a word.
You need to have a word with the photographer being like, okay, but just know that eyeliner may not be the best makeup for this model.
Like,
because
maybe we should find an alternative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is why Asian eyes are like, they're always used as a perfect example during demonstrations for the really big eyeliners, because since your crease ends so early, you have so much space where you can actually you can just keep going and building it up and up and up, and it won't like look at all like the way this one does. How do you do eyeliner for hooded eyes? So one of my eyes is actually more hooded than the other. Hooded eyes are a bit of a challenge in the sense that, so what are hooded eyes? Hooded eyes are basically, so instead of the crease being like that, the crease ends up hiding quite a bit of your mobile lid. The mobile lid being like the lid that is like moving from your eyelash. Basically it's from your eyelash line to the crease, okay? If that part is being hidden by like your, for example, your eyelid that is sort of like drooping down onto it, that's hooded eyes. You can still do eyeliner to a certain extent. The challenge that you have with hooded eyes is that you don't want the eyeliner, the line that you do on the top lash line, you don't want that to be too thick, otherwise it will get hidden, because as soon as it's too thick, it's just gonna disappear underneath your eyelid. So what I tend to recommend for hooded eyes is to look, this is like, again, a really big challenge, is to do your eyeliner but looking straight into your mirror and create a very thin line. So you'll only be able to wear like a fairly thin eyeliner, fairly thin line, so that it still looks like eyeliner with your eyes open and none of it is hidden by the lid, and then work into that wing. And if you want, you can even use that trick that I use oftentimes and just like connect it with the lower lash line if you want like a bigger wing. When the eyes are like very, very hooded, it will be very difficult to have that shape. It'll be very, very difficult to have that shape, that perfect shape that you see like magazines everywhere, that I can't personally get. Because if your eyelid completely covers like your eyes, then you can't actually draw an eyeliner. No matter how thin it is, it's just going to be covered. My advice is just to go thin. Like don't try to, unfortunately, like those like really thick blocky eyeliners won't suit hooded eyes. It doesn't mean that you can't do it. It just means that it won't look the same the way it does like on those models that they choose specifically for that on beauty ads. But yeah, so that's eyeliner. If you have any questions about that, or if there's anything that wasn't clear, feel free. Because the day I learned that, I was just like, wait, what? Oh, that's why I can't do eyeliner? Because I would work around it. I noticed that I was having trouble with it, so I worked around it by starting my eyeliner from the lower lash line and just making the wing a little bit smaller. But then when I realized why I couldn't do it the way other people did it, then I was like, oh. And it makes me kind of sad because I can't do really thick eyeliners, because at one point it's just gonna go into my crease anyway, so I'm just gonna okay, fine. Oh,
guess I can. Oh, Ramboozling, please. When I found out last week, I was like, what?
I hope that was clear, because I feel like I was just rambling, and at one point it's just it got really confusing.
On the hooded eyelid side here as well. Did you just spray everything?
I don't know what just happened.
Okay.
Just water went everywhere.
I'm really pleased that was helpful. When I found out last week, I was like,
yeah, Mel, this is why it's all really, really easy for you.
I made, somebody asked me, and I sent them a video. It was like, just like that. So off. I was like, I don't understand why you're having such difficulty with it. And I just drew the line, drew that in, and then coloured it all in, and it was like...
Yeah, why can't you do it? Look at how easy it is.
Look how quickly I did that.
On the hooded eyelid. Okay, so hooded eyelids, the thing is, you can have an eye that is more hooded than the other. That's the case for me, and I think that's the case for you as well.
Yeah, I have 2 different eyelid shapes.
Yeah, that side is a bit more hooded than this side. Just like slightly.
Yeah.
Just very,
The
very
slightest, but
like extremely slight. So the thing is, like, that's why I don't like the terms like hooded, deep set, all of that, because like people, like, I know like another makeup artist would be like, no, it's not hooded, it's deep set, and I'd be like, I don't know the difference because depending on who you talk to, the definition changes, and I just don't understand. Like, the result
like,
is the same.
subjective, and it's not. It's like
Yeah.
a vague word.
I feel like it's a bit too vague. Like, I don't think it's been defined properly in the beginning, and so now I just be like, yeah, your eyelid goes over your mobile eyelid, so your crease just goes over, and it's like, that's all you need to know. It's hiding
Stop
your eyelid.
complicating it.
It's just hiding your eyelid. That's all. Labels. Yeah, exactly, labels.
Does a cat eye suit all shapes of eyes, including big round eyes?
Well, see, I have very round eyes. It is not the best, shape. What I recommend for round eyes, okay, and this is what I do, is, like, as I said before, instead of following, so there are 2 directions that people will say, like, oh, this is how you do your eyeliner. You either link the edge of your nose to the edge of your eye, so that's one direction, or you follow your lower lash line. So those create like 2 lines where there's like a triangle, and people are like, yeah, if you do your eyeliner, it needs to be in that triangle. Since I have round eyes, I don't follow that rule. I go lower. I create a new lower lash line with my eyeliner, so I don't do like a cat eye just on the upper lash line. I go on the bottom as well to sort of close the eye up a bit, and I will try to make it a little bit straighter so that it will make the eye seem just thinner and more elongated. So it's like a cat eye, but like a little modified, because you do like go in the lower lash line. If you put, like, for example, a bit of black eyeliner on your waterline, that's like a little bonus that will sort of close your eye a little bit and make it seem thinner and longer, which I like to do. But
I guess that answers Slay's question as well.
yeah, I have big eyes as well. Like, they're just really wide. But that's what I tend to do. The best, like, the thing that works the best with really wide eyes is smoky eyes, because smoky eyes make the eye shape look like really small, because it's like there's just a lot of black, like the same way we did with contour. There's a lot of black around it, so it just makes it seem smaller. As soon as you put like black in the waterline, it makes the eye seem smaller as well. Whereas if you put white, it just like makes it even wider.
It.
So that's the tip I have for like giant anime eyes is cheat by starting from the bottom, and don't like try to make the line a bit straighter than you would normally. Like, don't bring it up too much, just bring it down a tad bit, and then it will sort of elongate your eye and make it seem not as round.